Africatown community has been in the news a lot lately with the recent discovery of the Clotilda and plans to promote historic tourism in the area.
But many who live there, some descendants of the Africans on the Clotilda, say there's another issue that needs addressing: environmental racism affecting their health and quality of life. WKRG News 5's Amanda DeVoe investigates their concerns.
I don't wish this on my worst enemy. The thing that we're going through.
Walter Moore says he and his Africatown neighbors are suffering under a cloud of noise, fumes, and dust.
I used to get up in the morning and sit on my porch with my coffee. Don't do it because of the dust.
Close by the house his grandparents built on Chin Street back in 1941 sits Vulcan Materials rock quarry, the shipbuilding site at 3 Mile Dry Dock, and the construction company Hosea Weaver and Sons. Moore says trucks roar down that easement on Bay Bridge Cutoff Road and kick up dust, making it hard to breathe.
We've been wearing masks before COVID-19 because of the dust.
How long have you been complaining about this to the city and to the companies themselves?
Ever since they moved in back in 2000, over 20 years.
Hosea Weaver and Sons owns the easement and claims no one has contacted them. They say the maintenance of the road is not their responsibility and is Vulcan's job as a tenant to take care of that. The construction company's statement reads in part, H.O. Weaver operates his Bay Bridge Cutoff Road facility under an Alabama Department of Environmental Management air permit and must at all times adhere to the guidelines as outlined in the permit. Not enough, says Tassandra Fausch.
Get out and come stand out here in this air.
Fausch's ancestors were aboard the Clotilda and her grandparents built the home on Chin Street where she and her 3 children used to live until they moved out a few months ago. How does that make you feel as a mom?
Helpless, because I've written letters to them. I've complained to the city. I've done everything that a mother could do to try to make a better environment for my children. But if the city is not going to do it, then what else can I do besides move?
Vulcan says they've talked with neighbors and made some changes, like installing sprinklers and bringing a water truck to wet the easement and tamp down the dust. Their statement says, in part, the close proximity of some of our neighbors to this operation makes our job a bit more challenging, but we haven't given up. If a neighbor has a question or concern, we ask them to contact us. We want to get this right. Well, neighbors here say they have reached out to the companies and done a lot more trying to find relief.
I sent them a certified letter. Well, each one of us sent a certified letter to them, and to no avail.
Our people built this here place, and they tearing it up, destroying it. For the sake of money.
Hakeem Israel says the dust has cost him money too.
The sand, the dust have messed up my AC units in my house, so I had to have a window unit. I also messed up my unit in my vehicle in my Hummer, but it also turned in my paint on my vehicles.
And remember, it's not just the dust. Moore says he hears sounds of machinery often day and night.
In Vulcan, we deal with the odor and just the smell. Sometimes we have to shelter in place. In the shipyard, it's at night, they be wide open, noise all night long. I'm just tired of calling the police about the noise ordinance, because to no avail. But Hosea Weaver sneak in at night, loading asphalt and dumping old asphalt.
Hosea Weaver admits violating city noise ordinance at times, saying they do it out of necessity for road projects where lane closures during daytime hours are not possible. The company says they worked with Mobile police investigating at least one noise complaint and never heard from police after that. I've called 3 Mile Dry Dock several times about the noise neighbors say they make. They told me their CFO will call me back, and I'm still waiting on that return phone call.
Neighbors say living here has just become too much. It's the noise, it's the dust, it's the fumes, the odor. They say they don't know where else to turn, but they do not want to be forced out of a community where their families have lived for generations.
These are serious concerns that there is decisive scientific data that shows that there are serious health impacts.
Environmental justice advocate Ramsey Sprague has been working with neighbors here for years, urging state and local officials to do something about what he calls environmental racism.
We haven't even begun celebrating Africatown's contribution to World Heritage. We're really just getting there in the city of Mobile. And I feel like there is a real need to reconcile with the industrial impacts on the residents of Africatown in the context of the interest in the artifacts.
Neighbors say paving the easement and building a barrier wall would at least be a start. No mention of doing that by Vulcan, but after our follow-up questions, the company says they plan to meet with Hosea Weaver on what they can do to improve the site. Mobile City Councilman William Carroll says he's just being made aware of the situation.
I'm always in favor of supporting our citizens, our neighbors, and anyone in District 2 that, may be in harm's way or being inadvertently harmed by any type of environmental issue. I'm glad to hear the concerns and do the research to try to help them find what's causing it and to look for some type of resolution.
I feel like I'm running a race, but it looks like the finish line keeps getting farther and farther away,
Moore is doubtful he'll ever get a good night's sleep or breathe fresh air here on Chin Street.
Well, I just sit up, get my coffee, and pray in the morning. And hopefully someone will hear our prayer. Help us. We need help. That's what we're asking for. Just a little help, that's all.
With photojournalist Arnell Hamilton, I'm Amanda DeVoe, WKRG News 5.